210. We are recording. I did no mic checks. This is the regular episode. Wait, this is the regular episode. I have to do a new thing now. This is the regular episode, December 10th.
It's good. A lot of podcasts put their labeling right on the podcast so people know. Welcome to the Rad Dudecast. My name is Brendan Ayer. I'm here with Anthony DeVito, Greg Stone, of course, our producer, our videographer, Dan, the extra special Harumi.
Zoom in, Harumi.
Zoom in, Harumi. Do us a favor, rate, subscribe, and please review the podcast. These reviews have been rolling in, and we love it. Anthony, hold that question. I got business to promote.
I know.
Now, if you want 4 extra podcasts a week.
What do I do?
I mean, a month.
What do I do?
Go to patreon.com/raddudecast. Donate $5 or more a month, and you'll get 4 bonus of these gems. Now, I would like to apologize. Anthony was traveling. We had some stuff. So for those of you that look forward to listening to the Rad Dudecast on your Tuesday morning commute, well, you're out of luck.
But they've already been out of luck.
Yes, Ro.
It's already 1 o'clock.
But I'm explaining.
It's December 10th.
Yes. You now.
It's not a big deal.
What? You'll now listen to it in the afternoon, and that will be just as good. And I think that's all I have to say. Anthony, you had a question, please.
Yeah.
Fire away.
Why are we making it a big deal to say the date now?
I'll tell you why. Because he's had some complications.
Clearly a question towards me.
And I'll answer because his answer is going to be some kind of excuse.
I want it from the horse, man.
You'll get it from the horse.
Yeah, I want it from the horse. I don't want it from his stable boy.
You'll get it from the stable boy.
Oh, well, I'll tell you the reason. Once I finish shoeing this horse for the master.
Cut.
That's what I was going to say. I'd like to know a little bit more about your man.
Because as we do
Let
multiple
me tell you why.
episodes,
Let me tell you
he's
why.
been having some
He
trouble
doesn't know- let
knowing
me
which
speak
one
for
goes
me.
up.
Let me speak for me. I'll tell you what happened last week.
Your
'Cause
horse
he gave a 2-second biography on something that I could really stretch out.
He's a wild horse.
Last week,
You
Yes.
can't control him.
Stable boy. Hush for a second.
I'll hush,
I'd like to
yes.
learn more from the horse.
But all I say, be careful, he kicks.
last week we did, as we know, we had to do multiple episodes in one day.
Yes.
And I had it down. Dan walks out the room, and he's like, "You're good to go, right? You're good to go." I'm like, "I'm good to go. Are you good to go?" Good to go.
Yeah.
What happens? I get home. Everything has been dissolved from my mind. I have no idea what episodes go where. I had 4 episodes with 4 biographies. I had no idea which was which. I uploaded the same episode 3 times. I had 3 different people email me, go, "Hey man, the Patreon's the same as the real one." So now we have to do it. So now I just like to have it right in there. So I immediately click on it and go, "Okay, today this is the episode that we have to put on." So
so then
now,
if you're listening,
so then if I'm listening to it, when I just put it in my computer, it tells me exactly what it is. I'd like to do the description in the beginning too, but I don't know how we would do that.
No, let's do that. That's great. This is a great idea. It's December 10th. Stable boy has gotten
out of control.
Yeah.
And his horse is even more out of control.
And his horse, he just runs
Stable
wild.
boy.
He runs wild on me.
Hang on, Stable
Anthony
boy.
talks about his doorknob collection.
I would like to talk about my doorknob collection. About minute 38, that shall be happening. Minute 51, Greg talks about these goddamn impeachment hearings.
Oh,
And then
I will, my friend.
Minute 57, I try to get into Anthony's corner, but it gets cut off most likely before it begins.
Great.
And then the chunk in the middle, that's a lot of ping pong.
The ping pong episode.
Yeah,
Now,
but this stable boy will be coming back throughout the episode, I would imagine. But also, I think it's a good thing to let people know as the episode goes on the date, the time, and the weather. That's what every great radio show does. You know, so it's December 10th. Raining a lot out there.
they do the weather, and they do on the 9s.
weather, and then they go.
On the
Traffic, I imagine, is nuts.
Yeah.
somewhere.
I would imagine.
I don't know. I don't have a car.
Sure. Works. Now, that being said,
Stable boy.
why is he mad?
I'm not mad. My horses, they'll run wild. They'll pay me in gruel. All I get 1 gruel a day, 1 bowl of gruel a day. I got to do it, take care. I feed the horse. I pick up all the horse shit. I put the shoes on, and I put the sandals on for my master.
Now, Stable Boy, you weren't on the docket as to be here today. What are you doing here? Who are you? What's going on? How did we get the Stable Boy in the Rad Dude cast today?
My name is Vanka, and
I'm sorry, spell that?
Vanka.
How do you spell it?
I don't know how to read or write.
Voncon?
I don't know how. I don't know how to read or
Voncon,
write.
Stable
now.
Boy.
Anthony said I was Stable Boy, and he right. He said, "Stable Boy, I come," and I say about the
Enunciate?
horses. Yeah, I say about the
Stay with
horses.
it.
I take care of the horses.
Mm-hmm.
So you've so far I know so much about what you do on a daily basis with these goddamn horses. And the other thing I do know is that you're paid in gruel. Now, is that something you're trying to get fixed?
No, I like to grow. I wouldn't mind the raise. 2 gruels a day wouldn't be bad. I am wasting away to nothing, and I think I'm dying. But in my time, pretty natural to die if you're a stable boy or one of the lower level apprenticeship positions. For now, you die.
Now, look at me. Is your gruel, is this a garden variety type gruel?
Yeah.
Or is this a specific type gruel?
No, it's not garden variety. There's no vegetables in there because I
None.
haven't had a nutrient in the whole 6 years of my life.
problems.
Now I've got my skin is pallid and I'm often sweaty.
Pallid.
Yes.
Big word.
Yeah.
Von Kuhn.
Yeah, I would think for someone
Kahn.
that is a stable boy that wouldn't be allowed such great literature to read, you would not say a word like that.
Not your garden variety of words.
I was not born a stable boy. I was born to one of the great houses of Transylvania, and I did not want to take after my family. They are what you call. They call themselves doctors, but they're always withdrawing the blood with their mouth, if you know what I mean.
Vampires.
We don't say that, but I said, I'm not going to do this. That's mean. Put me in those stables.
So you rejected that life for
I
a life
reject-
of caring for horses. What? Hey, does anyone know, like, I don't know, what's like in gruel? Do you know what I mean?
What's in gruel?
Yeah.
I think usually it's it's things mushed like meats and vegetable things all mushed together. It's whatever you have left.
Okay.
You know, sometimes the bartender, whatever drinks fall into the.
Oh,
to the soot.
that bucket thing.
Yeah, that's gruel. You gruel it in. I'm gonna do Google. Hey, Dan, what do you Google gruel for?
It tastes like to me more like oatmeal. Sort of some kind of ground
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
oats of some sort.
Oatmeal would always scare me just by appearance. That's why I never got into it. I've gotten into it now, but just looking at that thing, it did look like orphan food.
Yeah, it is orphan food.
Anyway, can I ask you, can I leave?
We were in a very free range operation.
Yeah.
You can go whatever you want.
Okay, good.
Now, thanks, Stable Boy Brendan. Are you here? Or
I'm
who's
back,
here?
yeah.
Good to hear from Stable Boy. I'm taking notes now.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm
I
taking
saw that.
notes.
It's December 10th, and you're taking notes.
But here's the thing. I can't listen and also take notes. So far, these notes don't say anything. It just says stable garden variety. That's what I wrote.
But I'm the description guy, so don't you worry too much about that.
Yeah, but here's the thing that happens with the description guy. With it all goes to hell, I don't know what podcast is what, and I got to listen to so many words.
That's more of a labeling problem. I think you've got to label the file immediately after. Is that a possibility?
Let me tell you this. Not only is it possibility, it's absolutely what I could be doing and should be doing and solves this problem.
Yeah, I think it's less of a description because my descriptions will say what episode.
Yes.
Then I think what you've got to do is label December 10th free app.
So what you but let me explain what was happening is you write a description, which is great, but when I have to listen to the podcast, I have to find the things in the description,
Right, yes.
and it's like so hard to find. Like, it says horses in here somewhere, so I just got to go through looking for horses. And sometimes, so if I just write words that happen in the beginning, I go, "Oh, this
right,
is the
that's
right
what
one."
this is about.
Yeah.
I want to bring up something controversial.
Okay.
And I know you've got some things to talk about. Why are you not collecting Harry Potter figures?
Okay. There's two very simple answers for that. Do you want to actually know the answer?
Yes.
2. There's not many.
You start with 2, huh?
What? There's like no Harry Potter figures. There's like one set that's, I only collect 6-inch figures.
Sure.
They only have one set that's 6-inch. They're not a company I really respect. And 2, I don't really like Harry Potter. So that's another thing.
Because Harry Potter, and this is where it's going to get ugly. Harry Potter better than Marvel.
Yeah, Harry Potter's a ripoff of Marvel.
No, Harry Potter is
A school where you have children who are learning to use their powers. Yeah, it's called the X-Men. They did it better. They did it for a lot longer.
better.
They're all British.
Harry Potter
worse.
will make you
Very
cry.
different.
Harry Potter make you cry?
Yeah.
Well, I'll cry if someone takes my figures. I get very upset.
I tell
I'm
you,
crying that you're upsetting
the
me
parts
right
that
now.
I cried at Harry Potter when Hermione grew up.
Oh, yeah, it was a problem for a lot of us.
That's when I really wept openly in the streets when that girl became a woman.
Did I ever tell you in my
Yeah.
when I was on a dating website
Yeah.
before Tita?
Yes.
And I was always like, why am I not getting any dates?
Yeah.
Right? One of the description things I wrote was, if I masturbate to Hermione now, she's technically older now. But
That was your profile?
yeah,
Oh,
it's like,
that's hilarious.
she's like, I mean, like, we're good, right? Because there's no real crime. And I thought it was funny. And then the other picture of me, I had a gun in my hand. And I was like, that's funny. And then I got no hits.
Man,
They just didn't get me.
that's true, man.
They don't get me.
But here's the thing about that description. You're not
God.
you're not going to get a lot of hits. But the hits you get, that is a soulmate.
Soulmate
You know,
or psycho, who's like, oh, I also like to do that.
Mostly a
too,
psycho,
though.
yeah. Mostly a psycho,
Yeah.
yeah. But why not both?
But that's the thing, though. I realized from a woman's perspective, they're like, there's a chance he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But there's also a chance I'm not gonna take this risk.
Yeah, there's a
the
chance
juice
he's
isn't worth
dead
the squeeze.
serious.
Yeah.
Let's say this, though. You're giving him a lot. You know? If you just say the Hermione thing, you might be like, this guy is a pedophile, as they say in England.
Yeah. Beetlephile. He has sex with little bugs with hard backs.
But then if you put the picture with the gun next to it, you go, okay, that's 2 for 2. This guy's funny.
Yes.
But I guess, because I don't know, is there a person out there, perhaps there is, and perhaps there's a lot of them, who would take a picture with a gun? Did you have your shirt off?
No.
See, that's what I think is why a lot of these gun pictures, I've only ever seen them with their shirts off.
Yeah, you got to get 2 guns. Do you mind if I do a real quick thing? Look, I've got other deals happening.
No.
We have to be pushing this Megazoic book, okay? Megazoic by Matthew Donald, okay? It was sent to me by a PR company. I promised we'd push it.
I think this happened once before, and I believe it was the same book.
Well, here it is the same book. And she got back to me and she said, hey, I sent you that book. Can you tell me, can you do it on the podcast? And I went, we did, and I have no idea what episode. She goes, oh, because I have to send it to my boss. And I was like, well, instead of me going back and listening to whatever episode we mentioned this book,
do it again.
we'll just do it again. I'm going to read a quick. Do you
Let's
mind if I read a quick one?
passage?
Now, before you do that,
Sure.
set the stage. What Megazoic by who?
Matthew Donald.
So she is a PR agent that sent it to you. And what is the
I'll read the passage.
synopsis? Read the sort of
Millions of years ago, dinosaurs ruled the earth, just not the way we thought. Come on. Who's not?
I am in.
We are all in.
Whoa, what were they up to?
I know.
What could they possibly
just
have
in-
been doing?
in
This book is
business
crazy.
suits.
Yeah,
They ruled
yeah.
the world from a corporate standpoint,
Well, I'll read the back.
selling and trading stocks.
It is not what you thought. Wow, what else could it have been?
So here we go. However, I'll just read. However, it becomes apparent that the Tyrannians have hidden their true power for all these years. Their crown prince, a bloodthirsty Suchaminus, I don't know how to read that word, plans to hold back no longer, and their technology, the main source of their power, has a dark secret. Cortan only wanted to enact a rescue mission, but he's about to hurl himself into the middle of a war.
Why don't we try to make Mesozoic the movie on the podcast just from reading the back of the book alone, and then she can come on or he can come on.
Oh, he's a guy, and I think he might. Look, this is going to be a problem because I'm going to take a stab here. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this book was written by someone who may be mentally have a mental, maybe an issue. Maybe it could be as easy as ADD or as heavy as brain missing. I don't know. I heard maybe it's possible. I also could be mixing that up. So if you're not, maybe not. But if you are, if you're not, then you're going to get some extra listeners for people who are like, oh, I want to support that. If not, just don't.
I'd
There's
say-
a chance he might be, but the book is great.
Well, I would
So
say
you can't tell.
on the
so
range.
far, I love it.
On the range of what you've offered up, I hope he's brain missing
Why?
because that is a very unique.
Yes. It's a very unique book.
Disease, the old no brain. This guy's functioning with no brain.
Oh, yeah.
No, but
just
the book
a
is very
plastic
good.
bag of mustard.
Yeah.
Let me read one more. Yes, if that's what they'll keep calming you down, focus on that, Warwick suggested. I need you to be thinking clearly if you're to survive the fighting ahead. Now, that's a hell of a fucking paragraph I ever heard. We're getting into a fight in this book.
Well, I want to know so much more about the Turanians.
Well, you know how you do. You read the book.
Yeah, so everyone get out there and get Mesozoic. I'm
Megazoic
sure.
by Matthew Donald, who may or may not.
Be missing a brain.
And I
Missing
don't,
a complete
to
brain.
be honest, I don't think he could just be a normal, regular. No, I mean, everyone's normal.
Sure.
I could be
Sure,
mixing up.
sure,
I think I'm
sure.
mixing up my
I gotta say,
artists.
you don't need
No,
to.
I'm thinking of a guy who's got these little hands.
Oh yeah,
He's
no,
a comedian.
you don't. Oh, I know him. You
He
don't.
just has little hands.
You don't
You
have
confuse
to.
him with a guy who has zero brain inside his head.
And
guy
a different
with
and
just
has
little
nothing to do
hands.
with Mesozoic.
Oh,
Megazoic.
that's great.
And also,
Well, Tyrannosaurus Rexes had little hands.
That's why I
that's
thought
what
it.
Why
happened.
you might have thought that.
now you don't have to do any.
Great job, Haroon.
You don't have to protect yourself. I know we live in an era, but when you're talking about a guy with a complete lack of brain, you don't have to say, "Well, everyone's normal," because that is not normal.
Well, what's normal?
That is highly abnormal.
He's not garden variety, as they would say.
He is dead,
Yeah.
or The Walking Dead, I would say.
Yeah. Or the running dead. Because I've been running, and that pushes me into my new thing, Couch to 5K, which I've been doing.
Oh, have you been doing one of those?
Yeah, I started yesterday.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great, man.
What?
Now, listen,
I
for
would-
guys like me and you, and we'll get back to Anthony, but I love.
Very important
See, he doesn't
I'll take
know.
all my running questions.
He doesn't know. You got to
about
jump
running.
right in because he raises his hand and it leaves room for me.
He
to
raised
jump
his
right
hand.
in.
He starts touching my Jeff Goldblum figure.
But-
Who's going to fall on his head?
I'm trying to do a new thing where I try to guess who I'm touching by way of my hands alone. Right now, Professor X.
No, nowhere near. There's
What is it?
Dormammu, the lead of the devil. Anyway, let Brendan finish what his question was about running.
Well, it's not a question.
Fair-
It's
fair.
a piece of advice. Guys like me and you, because
Yeah.
I also run. Guys like me and
Here
you,
we go. Try to
who are
alienate me.
working. Well, no,
it a
because
shot.
you're
You're not an athlete like us.
You're,
Whoa, whoa.
I'm not.
Whoa.
I'm not eliminating you.
You're a barbecue boy.
In fact, I'm complimenting you because you've got slender deer-like legs. You know.
Yes,
They're
very much like a
Yes.
like an
Now,
antelope.
for guys like
I
me
would-
and Greg
they have those signs for me.
that are built with these
It's an Anthony crossing.
powerful.
Man,
I love when I'm driving down a highway and I see an Anthony crossing and I say, "Oh, it's going to be my friend Anthony." And all of a sudden the ghost of Anthony Bourdain crosses and I say, "Well, this is a disappointment."
Dude,
Try the turmeric.
Yeah.
in the high mountains of the Poconos, you can drive through the back roads and you'll see 100 little Anthony DeVitos. They stare at your car and you got to slam on the brakes,
Yeah.
and then they'll charge like a moose.
Yeah.
They'll charge, but they don't do much. They just
No,
charge
we
and
just
look
want
at
to
you.
know how your day's going.
Now,
How's your day? How's your day?
for guys like
They
me,
get mad if you don't stop talking.
me and you, that
No, they understand.
have these
They're listening,
powerful
bud.
tree trunk legs.
Yeah, like I have.
What you're gonna start needing to do:
Why not?
Vaseline on the inside of your thighs. They're gonna chafe.
Who?
Your thighs.
No, I'm always creamed up, man. That's not my problem. I'm always ready.
What do you mean creamed up?
I
In
wear
what
a,
way?
I wear a
wears-
lubricated condom for when I'm running because
yeah.
because my wiener gets all flapped around.
Yeah, but I'm
Did
saying
you
the
lube it up?
side of your
ever-
legs.
Yeah, that's where I tape my penis.
Did you ever
Because
see...
then when I'm running, it masturbates me. It's all part of the technology.
Do you ever see those real sex episodes where the people are in like full red rubber suits?
Yeah, I
That's
love
what
that.
Greg's like.
That's what I wear underneath, like
Yep.
a superhero, except ready for a ball gag party.
I got.
You can't put a ball gag in my mouth. I'll get furious. I got to be talking.
We've
Yeah,
been
you really
we've been
can't.
gone for
You'd
a
never be able to
while.
get in that game.
We've been gone for a while. I
Yes.
haven't brought up 2 weeks ago at jiu-jitsu. I got choked out for the first time.
You told
Whoa,
me.
God.
Wait,
I
we
told
got to
you
get
this,
to
but
that.
this-
But let's finish this ball gag
Yeah,
thing.
well,
There's a
let's-
whole new story. We have so much podcast to do.
Yeah, well, there
we
was
have
also...
so much podcast to do, and I want what, Anthony?
Well, no, I've written down the ball gag thing to get back to. But
okay, we'll let them make anything. We'll come back to
I
the ball
wanted
gag
to go
thing.
back to what Brendan said about your tree trunk legs.
That's what we have to get into.
Because I've stopped listening. Because
You want to choke him out now?
I'll
let
tell you what happened.
I'll give you three chances
Can I
to choke
tell
out
you
Anthony.
what happened?
What?
I started writing down an idea, so then I got distracted.
Let me
Yeah, let him.
let me examine your paper to just see what he has written. see what has
what
coming
did you
out
write?
of this beautiful mind of his, this Russell Crowe legs comp turmeric. He literally, I
Turmeric,
think
the
he
thing
wrote
he said.
turmeric, the things
That was a riff.
he already
No.
said.
He writes down his big riffs.
No, the
so we
pen,
laugh about him later. The pen took advantage of it. The pen thought it was so funny. It said, "I'll write that down. You should remember
pen
that."
ran out of ink. I was trying to write tumors from an earlier thing.
Oh, tumors.
No, legs comp meant, because you were saying about your tree trunk legs, I thought maybe we would have a leg competition thing for the cameras, and then the people at home could
No.
guess what leg the camera relates to.
No more camera thing. Because I got to be honest, you get a 10% chance of me uploading the video every day. It's 10%. I can't.
I'll show
We're
up.
like 5 behind, Dan Harumi. It's letting
But
you know.
this is the thing. Now, I wanted to get into what Brendan was saying.
What?
I didn't know what he was saying.
I just told him. I'll recap the whole conversation.
Thank you very much.
I gave him some serious running advice.
Yeah.
He replied with some absolute jokery.
Oh, so
and
that's
he's
what that
gonna,
was about.
And he's going to be sorry.
Are you calling me
when
a nincompoop?
when his thighs are all chafed up, and he was going around making a lubricated condom joke. And
It's not your garden variety condom.
this is
It's
my
a special running condom.
This is what my leg looks like.
No one can
no
see.
one's doing the leg contest.
So I'm not uploading this
Jesus Christ, Anthony,
no.
you're knocking down everything.
Okay.
video. Okay.
So
Okay.
What movie is that? What movie is that?
That is Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon 3.
5 points to Brendan. You're behind now. You're behind. I'm
Well,
the
no,
game.
I'm not, because you said 5 points to Brendan
Oh,
by accident.
you're all right.
And
You're
there's
behind.
no taking back. There's
Damn
no
it.
taking
I
back
felt behind.
Brad Dudecast points. Now,
What? Oh, yes.
We gotta
what
hear
you
this.
were saying about the ball gag, go ahead.
Yeah, no. First, I wanted to tackle my tumor idea.
Okay.
Okay, but first I say no ball gog. Give me a hard-boiled egg in there. I'll enjoy that way more because I'll eat it and then
That's
start talking
true.
again.
Yes, this is. What about? Why don't they do this in the bondage world? A disintegrating ball gag,
Or an
that way-
apple.
or an
Disintegrate.
apple.
Where's
Yeah,
that
but
gonna
then
go
you
for the
got to
environment?
chew. What I mean is you have to chew like something that, like when you, you know how like a seahorsey when you would put it in water and it would grow.
You call it a seahorsey?
Yeah,
like a
is that what it's
child.
called?
Seahorsey is what a 2-year-old calls it. That's what her mom says because she doesn't think you can handle the reality of an actual seahorse.
Seahorsey. Guy said a seahorsey.
This podcast must be very frustrating for Brendan to be on. The only man with a straight arrow.
No.
And you have to listen. You are.
We've got to evacuate the water. There's a there's a great white sharky shark.
Yeah.
There's a great white swimmy fin.
Well,
Yeah, whatever.
I gotta catch my breath.
So Brendan, back to Brendan.
No, he's
No?
got a tumor idea.
I've got this tumor.
Oh, I'd love to hear about your cancer suggestions.
I wonder if
My
when-
aunt, 3 of my aunts died of cancer, so I'm very sensitive to
Oh,
this.
he
Yeah.
took on me. He became me in that sentence. Did you see what he did, this jerk off? I can say adult words like that. You want to, huh?
Cancery, you little cancery, a little itty bitty cancery in your brain.
What I'm saying, and I'm not acknowledging that comment that he made. What I'm saying is that I wonder if, because I'm sure people, thought they'd seen a woman give birth.
Who?
People back in the day.
It's so hard to follow these stories. They
That's why
start.
I have to ask questions.
They just start.
Yeah, in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
With like as if
story.
we're reading his mind as to what the topic or
Yeah.
start.
Yes.
These
Why do you
people-
think comedy has been so hard for me?
That's the reality too, man. For me, because I just start. I think people get me, and they go,
Yeah.
"What are you saying?" And I'm like, "You don't understand why lettuce should be behind the wheel."
It's all the perfectly algorithms in here.
To check an email.
Yeah,
now-
check your email. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of. This is a Brendan. You really
Give
have
him a
to
massage.
bear the load of this one.
Give him a massage, and
Give
then
him
Twinkie-
Brendan a massage.
Give
If
Brendan a
you
massage.
touch
If I
me,
touch him,
you
I
will invoke
invoke
the
the
wrath of I've been. This is not fun.
Okay.
Yep.
So the tumor, the great tumor idea.
The great tumor of 1923.
Let's not call it great before we hear it.
Great tumor idea.
People back in the day. Now people have seen women give birth. This is what I was saying. Whoever the first people were, they would see a woman give birth, and they would go, "I've seen a woman growing a baby in her belly, and then it comes out." And then, if they would get a tumor, I wonder if they would go, "Ah, that must be happening to me."
Yeah. Wow.
Now this
Sure. Yeah. This depending on where the tumor is. Oh, my elbow's pregnant. Oh, that's cancer of elbow.
Yeah.
Also-
boy, were they in for the shock of their lives.
Yeah, said the executioner.
I
Gotta follow me.
I think.
What do you think, Brendan?
Well, I think what he has said would have been better phrased as, "I have an interesting thought,"
Yeah.
rather than, "I have a great tumor idea."
Yeah.
No.
Like that.
The great tumor idea.
That
Yeah.
would have
There's
been
been a bunch.
That would have been better as a riff. A quick riff. Like, I would have never thought that you have cancer, maybe having a baby. And then just be, oh, that's crazy. But instead he went, hang on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's explore this. So he had all the time to think about it. But yeah, I would agree.
This is why I can only
Belial.
do the podcast with you guys, because everyone else would be mad at me.
Who?
I don't know.
Well, I'll kill him.
Well,
I would
They'll
guess,
be
my guess
dead.
to your question.
Oh, also point to Harumi. I got lots of treats for everybody. Harumi usually brings his own treats, but I brought him some treats this week.
that's
You
great.
see that bag of treats down there?
my guess to your
here,
guess to your question would be that that may have happened once or twice.
Yeah.
And then they weren't primitive peoples weren't idiots. They just weren't.
They figured out the alphabet.
They
Talking about
figured
their
stuff
idiots
out,
now.
you know. So
Yeah.
I imagine pretty quickly, after the first one, they were like, "No, hey,
Sometimes.
hey, there's no baby in there, man.
Yeah, that
Trust
one.
me, because that happened to Phil. We thought it was a baby. He just got riddled with those things all over his body, and then he
Yeah.
died. Cut him open, no babies, just
Yeah.
gross-looking cancerous cells.
Oh, no, when we
So-
looked in there,
yeah.
everything was gross.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't listen. I know
We
you're
tried
gonna
to raise what was on the inside.
I
but
know
it's
you're
just
gonna
goop.
want to have a
built a crib and everything.
gender reveal party, but don't plan it because that is not. You can't. That doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get them on the stomach, and that must have been the most confusing part.
That's what I always said. This is not an old bit, but this is an old thought that I always had, which is if you have stomach cancer
Yeah.
and then you cut it out
Yeah.
and then you eat it,
Yeah.
do you have stomach cancer again?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I always thought that was an interesting
It's
question.
an interesting take on science. We should get Mythbusters on that.
I will. I'll bust it.
feel like-
No,
Why?
because
You have it.
Yeah, because cancer is growing within your cells. It's part of your body. If it's cut out and it's fully in remission, gone. If you eat it, it doesn't reabsorb. It's in your digestive
See,
tract.
don't you dare. I'm going next. So to what you're saying is to the argument of to have cancer, you don't just own cancer. Like
Oh,
if I'm
I
holding
see.
cancer in my
Oh,
hand.
I
have
see.
it.
Oh, I see.
have it.
I see what
But you
what
don't
you're
have it.
saying. I thought you meant, are you again afflicted with the same cancer?
Maybe that too.
But that
you
I
eat
would
it
say no.
fast enough.
But do you have it? Yes. I mean, you have it. It's
Yeah, I have
yours.
it.
You have it with you. But no, you don't. You're not afflicted with the disease of cancer.
No.
No.
Moving on.
It's December
Damn it.
10th.
It's December 10th.
It's
What
December
is the
10th.
weather?
55. It seems like 55.
Very warm.
It is very warm.
Unseasonably
It is
warm.
unseasonably warm, and the rain, I think it's still going.
It's died off a
but
little
I think
bit.
it's dying off a little bit. I don't hear it anymore.
Traffic?
Traffic is. What time is it now?
I can tell you the traffic wasn't so bad. Brendan thought it was bad. Thought it was going to be late. Wasn't late. Traffic's all right.
Oh, all
It's
right.
not too bad.
There we go.
It's a little jammed up. It's not too bad. It's I'd say the traffic is thick but moving.
Oh yeah, that's what I like.
In anywhere USA. Let me tell you about this
like-
podcast.
Like girls I dated in my
like a
20s.
stripper.
Let me tell you a little bit about this podcast, right? So there's so many podcasts. There's hundreds upon hundreds of podcasts. I was on a podcast the other day where they were talking about the philosophy of, like, are we in a video game system?
Okay.
Right? Ooh, real heady shit.
Yeah.
And then you have this podcast, which I can't believe people are listening to.
What do you mean?
Like, you go in the library, you go, you get a book, which is going to get a lot of information, or you can go to the Rad Dudecast aisle where you open it up, with just some turds in there.
Yeah.
Both are books.
Yes, but that's why you're right.
I don't mean turds because I think, I think what we're doing is
No,
very
but that's
fun,
why, like.
But it's crazy.
But people love a buffet, you know.
I love a buffet.
Filled
you know
with
that about me.
turds. Filled with turd
A
books.
buffet filled with turd books.
Um,
So did we talk about the gag ball thing in its entirety?
I will tell you my problem with what you two are espousing.
Yes.
I'm
The
espousing my
whole-
wife.
Espousing.
The whole point.
That's a fun word.
The whole point of a gag ball is they're getting off on it not disintegrating. So this disintegrating gag ball, they're getting off on being gagged. It's
A different experience.
masochism, it's masochism. So they want that. They don't want it to dissolve. They want to be gagged.
You ever think there's a sex train where they go next stop, Pleasantville, and the guy goes, well, this is where I get off, and then he just starts, and he comes, and then he stays on the train.
Wait.
He doesn't actually get off.
I think I get this.
There's no need to
There-
inspect further. People got it. You get off instead of getting off. Now,
Oh, I see what you mean by the train. Yeah, that's something with the gag ball thing that you're saying.
You know what's funny about the future?
yeah.
What? I don't know. I didn't know.
You
I
can
don't
make things seem futuristic by just changing them in a peculiar way.
Sure.
Like, have you ever flown out of Newark?
Yes.
You ever took?
When I was younger, not so much now.
Yeah.
I
Have
love
you ever
flying out of
have you ever took the train and then take the air tran at
Yeah.
Newark? The air tran has these compartments that are small, like 4 people fit in them,
Uh-huh.
and you get in and you're like, well, this is the future.
Oh, totally.
And it's just all of that's happened is they've made train cars smaller, but for some
Yeah.
reason you feel like, well, this is how they're going to be doing it in the
This is
future.
the Blade Runner
yeah,
train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Smaller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
th-
There's less people because of the apocalypse and the less air breathing because of there's too many people and the climate change. Now,
But yeah, no, there is something. I don't exactly know what it is, but you can do particular moves where you just
there
go.
should be monorails everywhere.
Yeah, now people feel like the future. The monorail felt like the future. Even the
Yeah.
word feels like the future.
Monorail.
Yeah, there's something.
We've gotten so good that we only need one rail now.
Yeah.
Most trains 2, sometimes 3.
Like the subway still feels like a train. Like a train you would take back in the day. It still feels very much like an industrial revolution
If
kind
you
of
go
thing.
to other states, their trains are named something different, and it does make me feel futuristic. Like, what's the one in Philadelphia? It's called like the Line, or what's the Philadelphia train called?
The rail.
No, it's called like the Purge.
Something like that.
What's it called?
it's like the Philadelphia transport, the
The pot stuff.
pasta.
Pot stickers.
Pot stickers, yeah.
Or yeah. But they have like different trains. You're like, oh, I'm going to Chicago. They have the one. They have like
They have
the
the L.
zipper.
The
Get on the
L.
zipper, the
They-
loop, or the. And you're like, whoa, this is cool because we just
Yeah.
have a subway. The New York, what is it called?
SEPTA.
SEPTA.
SEPTA, that's
Well,
it.
That's maybe not what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
but I know
yes,
what you
he's
mean,
right,
man.
but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Now I have to. Can I get into my segment?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd like to say that today Anthony's Corner has been replaced.
What the hell? I barely get to do it every time, and
I
people
know.
like it.
They do love it.
Yeah.
They
but
love
it's
it,
been
but
replaced with
we-
Greg's hot news.
Oh, that's
Okay,
fun.
good.
What you could do?
I like that.
Just kidding. You could do it later. But I just thought
I'm
it'd be
even
funny
sure
to
I
do
have
that.
one.
You don't? Well, we'll see. We're going to do Greg's hot news.
Okay.
This is where I just do a news rundown for our people because people need the news. And that's what I was trying to get at
Ooh.
before. We need to start offering people things. Oh, and before I get into that, look, I got to do 2 real quick. Very simple. I want to do a calendar. What do you guys think? We're going to do a Rad Dudecast calendar, right? But 2 things about it. One, it starts in June because we'll go June to June. Because how many times you forget to buy your calendar in January, and you go, well, I'm going to wait till next January?
That's true. I would remember doing that.
Yeah, we would do it in June. And it goes from June, not just to June to December. We give you a few extra months. So you get a year and a few extra months.
Oh, it feels like you get more than you bargained for.
You get more than you bargained for, and it starts in the middle. And it'll be all hot photos of us. We'll
Yeah,
do a
I'm
photo
in.
shoot, right? We'll do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Rad Dudecast calendar.
A boudoir photo shoot.
Give me that
Oh
word. What's that mean?
yeah,
What's that mean?
that's
What's that mean?
this
What's
is
that mean?
That's
interesting.
it. That a boudoir photo shoot is like what a wife signs up for when the steam is out of the marriage. She
Ooh.
hires a boudoir photo
Yeah.
shoot, and it's not quite nude. It's not quite porn, but it's
Yeah.
like hot lingerie set up in a
Like
studio.
a Lenny Kravitz scarf.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah, I like that. We could set that up.
yeah.
L-
yeah.
what- let's say we get $100 each. $300. We pay a photographer, and we just go to town on these photos.
Yeah.
We get
I'm
a
in.
16-month calendar,
Yeah.
and then we sell it for $100 each.
1,000.
Okay, or 10.
10 bucks.
Oh, and we can on the calendar we could put all the days we think should be recognized as holidays.
That's big. You're gonna have to do that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, now that I said it. Oh boy, this whole thing.
Well, we just do
falls
1
on
month.
me.
We'll just do 30, and we'll do it in
Nah.
September.
Yeah, but
30 days of holidays.
You know, or maybe like every day has like an inspirational thing on it. You
every
know?
month. How about every month? You want to do 365?
No, but people.
No, more, because we're giving them bonus months.
Yeah, it's a lot of inspiration.
Yeah, 400. Yeah, well, they're not all great.
What
you know
about
what I
this?
mean? Some
What-
days are like, look up. Sometimes
Yeah.
stuff is up there that you've never seen before.
Harumi, do you go full frontal in this
Wear
calendar?
2 shirts today. Why not?
Do you go full Monty? No. Why?
Wait, what?
You don't want to? I'm seeing if we get Harumi to go full.
Oh yeah,
full Monty.
a lot of people going.
Just me?
Well, yeah, just you.
Yeah, I love the calendar.
I'd say
idea.
it's
I think
16
this is
months
a
of
great
Harumi's
idea.
dick.
See, yeah.
If he
Ooh,
wants.
that could be a special calendar.
Consent is
But
given.
I think like this is a great idea because I think Brendan jumped with a chance of this because he's
Yeah.
very proud of his body.
And he does a lot of great lifting.
Yes.
Well, I'm not proud of my body. I gotta cut some weight now, but I do. My legs are my prime asset. I've been trying to sell my legs for 2 months now because I would go half a body for the right price. I would go half a body for the rest of my life for the right price.
Can
but
you do
no,
this?
What's that?
You sit on your back and put your legs, and I'll stand on your feet, and we'll do feet to feet, and you hold me up with your feet.
Easily. Now, so I've been on the dark web. I got my legs for sale, but I'm trying to get $1 million, and nobody's biting.
$1 million for your legs?
Yeah.
Removed
Yeah, I sell you. I get the legs surgically amputated. You get
from
them.
the hip?
What? Yeah, I keep my penis.
Fair.
I'd like to be sexually active, and nobody is biting. And so that let me
You
put it out
use
there. on the-
Facebook ads because you're not
not
doing the
promoting.
right kind of promotion.
you gotta boost
Dark
this
web
posts.
They're
Yeah.
gonna take you down in the dark web. That's where you're selling body parts.
You kind of hint towards it. Go on Facebook and go, I'm selling something. It's these jeans. Jeans not included. Everything underneath.
Yeah,
Not the dick.
Good, smart. Not the dick.
Not the dick.
Yeah, good.
Does the dark web have limitations?
No.
No limits on
What a
that.
I mean, if
what
they-
a place.
I mean, if
what
they-
a playland.
I mean, if they catch you, you're in trouble.
Just on it.
Dark
What?
web doesn't go.
No,
have
not
police.
not just on it, but
Oh.
like in the wrong thing. There's
Yeah,
no
sure.
there's no limitations in terms of like it is just the web, and it's
Right.
a secret way of browsing the web, but it's still applicable to the laws we live by. So like that's where kiddie porn guys and gun dealers
sure.
and drug dealers, Silk
They
Road was
kinda-
on there. But there's still laws. It's just harder to catch those guys.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the solar police. Those are the people who are in the dark. The cops. They're in there looking around, looking,
Shining the light
shining the light on the
on the
darkness.
dark web.
Yeah, but you can get away with some stuff. Now that being said, today, like I said, we're replacing Anthony's corner with Greg's hot news. And Anthony, I actually refer after the hot news if you don't speak for the rest of the podcast.
That's fine.
Because you did a full hour yesterday at the Creek, and I was very jealous. I sat and watched the whole thing. I didn't get to talk for one moment during that hour, and I'd like to
How'd
it go?
penalize you.
It was great.
It was great. I'll
a
tell you.
Greg will say it. It's Greg's hot
I
news.
want to do my review.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Okay,
For you to say it, it's arrogant.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? For you to be like, oh, I did so great, I killed.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah, it was fun because no one showed up.
Yeah.
So just the friends were there, which was great. But then it was like Anthony. We were all like sitting around a corner, and he walked us through this thing, and it was a great experience. Tita started crying, and
Yeah.
then she got very embarrassed that she was crying because she was like, I was supposed to be laughing. I go, no, this is a show about emotions, and clearly he didn't write any jokes, so don't be upset.
I said it's not very funny off
No,
the
it's
bat.
very funny. It's very funny.
Now let me ask you a
Doesn't
question
give me
before
enough
we
credit,
get into
did it?
hot news. Before we get into hot news, I'm opening for your one-man show tonight.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you want me to do a standard opening, jokes, or do you want? Because I got
Still what I do.
I got a preview of my one-man show that I do. Do you want that, or is that going to be a little bit stepping on your territory? Do you want more of a
I would
hosty
prefer
host?
you do exactly what Greg did. And I think Greg can go into detail about what he did.
But you know what I say?
No, because
I don't like
this
to pat
is
myself on
your
the back.
time to shine.
Not only did I not tell, I did probably 3 minutes up front, which included half a story, which wasn't, it went nowhere. I just went, hey, 8th grade. I lost my I got sex in 8th grade.
Me
And then-
too.
yeah,
We
I know,
both
we've talked
fucked
about
in
this.
8th grade. Not you, Anthony.
And then someone-
not you,
But
Harumi.
look what became
me
of
and
us.
me and Greg fucked early.
I fucked a girl who looked just like Rumi in 8th grade. Very similar.
That's awesome.
Same body type. And that's not a knock on you. My pleasure system is altered. I like a woman who has a body like you. You have a perfect body for what you are. That is not a knock on you. But, yes, don't touch Beta Ray Bill. You're going to knock him down.
not fun if you don't.
I know, and I don't want you touching my action figures.
Okay.
So I went up and went, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, hey, I asked this lady in the crowd, I go, when did you lose your virginity? And she got a little embarrassed. I go, no, it doesn't matter. We're all whatever. And then she says, 24 or whatever. And I go, maybe that's the other guy. And this other guy goes, I'm a virgin. And then he started staring at me like he wanted to fight. And I said, what are you looking at, pal? And I almost threw a chair at him.
Yeah.
No,
But he's a
Vito's
nice guy.
He's
He
just
seems like a very nice guy.
On surface, you'd be like, oh, this is an intense dude, but that's just the way he is.
That being said,
That was really funny.
I did notice. I was like, I also did call out a guy in the crowd. It's totally on me. Fine.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, like
That's
I
true.
put him on the spot. He's like, I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
And I went,
So
all right.
if you could,
But then stared at me, didn't blink.
take a census poll of everybody in the room and when they lost their virginity, and then if someone's a virgin, shame them
Yes, that's
incessantly.
how
about
Anthony
it.
likes
Well,
his openers.
here's the thing. I would say this in your defense. That is a guy that does not know the appropriate time to lie. You're in a room full of people asking when you lost your. Just fucking say 18.
People love telling me the truth.
You-
I don't know why.
Yeah,
Would
Greg
you say
would be
18?
a great detective.
That would have been a great viral
He would
video.
have given a great. Yeah, another viral video. This is where this guy's head is at now. Everything's a viral video.
Yeah, I'm trying to go viral right now. Greg owns computer.
What's this?
Bought at
What's
the
this?
store.
What's up?
I'll pour it. If
All right,
you
let me
want
do
a
the
little
news.
water.
Yeah, do the
Hot
news.
news.
Hot news.
Hot news.
Hot news coming
Now,
in.
before we get into hot news,
Wow. Okay.
do I take my shirt off?
Stop, man. That's literally the joke.
Oh.
Well, hot. No, I'm going to change it now. On the fly, I can make changes.
Oh, no, really?
Hot news, the bit was that I do a news thing, and then as soon as I talk to you about it, and whatever you say, I say remove an article of clothing. It's strip news, but really it's just as I decide.
Well, let's do
so
it.
just don't gun it when I'm going somewhere. Because now I got to McDonald's and you already ate.
But you're backseat driving.
But
is what you're doing.
I can I'm such a goddamn genius. I'll change this on the fly.
Guys, two
Anyway,
steps ahead.
Greg's regular news.
Good change. Good change. Just
Now-
a rundown of the impeachment hearings.
Now I did not pay
Well,
for
that's
this
what we
site,
said was going to happen about minute 53.
so I don't have all of the articles, but I just have what they let you touch. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so welcome to Greg's regular news, and on today's news in the journalism lab at Harvard. Men and white people believe the news is less reliable now than it was in the past. Women and people of color think ... And like I said, I can't open this because I don't pay for this. What do we think women and people of color think?
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
I love this.
I'll read it again. Men and white people believe the news is less reliable now than it was in the past. They used the wrong "then" there. Women and people of color think. I'll go first. I think they think that buffets should be free.
What can I ask before I?
They love buffets.
They
you know
do.
why? Because, well, and I'll speak on behalf of both of these communities.
Mm-hmm.
Women love the idea of being a pregnant woman. And what do pregnant women love? A bunch of food mashed together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why women love a buffet, because it makes them feel like being a pregnant woman without actually being one. And then black women love
Doesn't
it.
say black women, but sure.
Women of color.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'll go through each color. First of all, black women love it because black women have been given no choices in their life. So then when they see a bunch of choices, happy day, glory be to God, they've got them. And then Mexican women
I'm going to cut you off there.
are
I'm going to cut you off there.
notoriously a religious group of people. So they never get to have a choice whenever they get pregnant. So this offers them a choice.
Yes. I was going to go with women and people of color think buffets should be free, especially green people, because they are eating so much that they have turned green and they feel sick and they think they shouldn't pay for it. And
Now, can you give me the name of the website?
Yes,
before I
it's
weigh
the
in?
Neiman Journalism Lab at Harvard.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that just based on a pretty natural inference, women and people of color think the news is more reliable.
Well, unless you give me your credit card, I can't open this thing. So, awarded, I
good.
will add 2 points to Brendan because he was so confident.
I'll say, yeah, no, you should deserve all those points. This is an Anthony's Corner I didn't have to write.
Yeah.
This is great.
Will you say, yeah, you let him take your fucking segment?
I wasn't paying attention. He was talking.
He's
and
claiming
I
this
trusted.
to be an Anthony's Corner when it's Greg's hot news.
No, this is the
Regular news.
This is Greg's regular news, sponsored by Dan Harumi. And I want to add something yesterday. When I was at Anthony's bachelor pad, what do we call that?
Bachelor pad. You had it right. Yeah, bachelor
At
pad.
his show.
It was a one-person show.
Yeah, one man show or the bachelor pad. No one shows up. Only his friends. And then Dan Harumi walks in, and I almost started crying. Right? Didn't that make you feel good? I felt so good
Totally.
seeing him.
I said something.
How much do we love
in the
Dan?
moment.
Rumi is a top-notch man.
Yeah.
He
I wish he lived
is.
closer.
We're getting there little by little. You know, you don't have to. You don't do a full prison sentence in one day. It takes years.
Well, here's a problem. And we'll get back to the news. I'd like to bring up an issue that I think is very important. Harumi, we briefly talked about his dating situation.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah,
Now,
this is
one of our
this is something. We got something cooking
one of
here.
our listeners who's based in Jersey, Hot Gandalf, who is hot,
Very hot. Very sweet. Very fun.
interested in dating Harumi. What's the problem, Dan?
We know the problem. Let him
Harumi
answer.
doesn't do New Jersey.
He said it. He said it on the podcast.
He
He
did?
didn't. And in her defense, he never even saw the profile. He never saw her face. He never saw the conversation. He's very into what's around him.
Yes.
I
Dan?
don't cross state lines. Come on.
Yeah, but
he can't.
she could come to you.
because of something from his past.
Yeah.
She is in South Jersey.
Is she?
I'll give her
I
address
thought
now.
She was in North Jersey.
57 3rd Westbrook Street.
You Jerseyites really know a lot about North Jersey versus South Jersey.
Those are two different groups of people.
I know, and I don't know which one I'm in, and
No.
it's bad because
Right
I'm
now
not
you're
from
in New
there.
York.
Well, no, but when I'm there,
State line.
and I understand it's a big difference from you guys, but I never know which one I'm in because
Oh.
it is so. I
Depends
don't.
on how far you drove.
You get signs, you know. You get
yeah,
like,
exit 110.
Well, yeah, they do tell you
Literal
But then-
signs.
Yeah, you did, but the stores will start to change. You know what I mean?
What
Like,
about
the
Tom's?
vibe changes?
Tom's River. What am I dealing
That's
with?
South
there?
Jersey.
That's South Jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the same thing happens in Ohio. Cleveland Hills very different from Kansas City.
North Jersey.
Two places that are not in Ohio: Cleveland Hills and Kansas
I just let
City.
that fly.
Yeah.
That's what. All right.
No,
I
but
don't know my geography.
it is actually
Yeah.
the same thing in Ohio because northern Ohio, Cleveland and Columbus is in the middle. They're sort of Democratic strongholds. The rest of Ohio is pretty Republican.
Yeah.
Back to the news. By the Daily Beast, bombshell doesn't let anyone off the hook, not even Megan. ...
Oh,
Something. Yes. Who wants to go first?
I know. Brendan.
Well, I think there was a bombshell
Bombshell.
from World War II found in a river.
and it
okay?
didn't let anyone off the hook.
Yeah, now that was found. They found it in a river. A guy was doing a magnetic fishing, which is big now. These guys, they go to the river with these strong magnets and they throw them in. Yeah, it's a big new thing where you're finding stuff. It's the new. You know how guys at the beach are with their
Yes.
metal detectors.
It's the
That's
evolution of
out.
that? Oh,
That's
wow.
out. Now you go magnet fishing. Now this
This is
guy
great.
found a bombshell, right?
Okay.
And he brings this bombshell up. Well, guess what? It blows up, and everyone there was killed, including Megan. And because they thought Megan might get off the hook because she was a baby, but this thing did not.
It doesn't recognize.
It doesn't know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't know that. So this is a baby death story, and maybe not good for the podcast.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I think that's right, but I don't know. I don't know how to.
Can you say the thing again?
There's another one on the same thing from Slate magazine. Bombshell wants you to pump your fist in solidarity with the women of Fox News? Something to do with Fox News.
Same thing. I stand by what I said. Don't think I'll change my story.
I
Well,
don't understand the
from
news.
what I understand, Bombshell is a very successful Atlanta-based black stand-up comedian. And she's just been encouraging people for years to do her bidding.
Uh-huh. That sounds good. News part 2. Russia banned from Olympics and other big sports events for next. ...
Oh,
I don't think that's true.
that
Whatever
is true.
that is.
The next 4 years. That is that. Yeah.
They're out?
Yeah, they're out, man.
For what?
They're banned for the
They've been,
doping.
they've been doping.
Who's
for
doping?
years.
Russia.
Russia,
They're
they're big
banned
dopers.
from the next for 4 years, I believe.
What's technology then? Answer me that question. Answer me that question. What's technology?
Well,
I can
you-
wear sports pants? I can't do steroids?
Yeah. Exactly.
What are sports pants?
Like pants that have wiring in them that allows me to spring action.
Oh, no, you can't wear
You
those.
can't wear
either.
those.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've been wearing them for my own sake.
Well, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
No,
You're not a
Phelps has a new
competing
bathing
athlete.
suit that makes him fast.
Well, they actually banned at the one Olympics. I think it was the Sydney Olympics. They all came out with those full body suits and broke every world record by like 5 seconds.
They banned
and
it?
then they were like, "We got to get rid of these bathing suits."
Well, what's keeping it back? Your hairy legs are keeping you?
Well,
What's shaving then? You can't shave.
well, no, you can shave.
You should be able to shave. You should be as hairy as God made
Well,
you.
it's interesting you bring this up because there is a debate right now in the running community because Nike
Blade
has
Runners?
Nike. No, not well. That was an issue too with Oscar Pistorius,
Yeah.
but he sort of solved that issue on his own.
Just show up on a motorcycle. If
Yeah.
you get new shorts, I get a motorcycle.
Sometimes
Let him-
when Brendan's trying to get something across, people are just throwing him things. He's like catches it, but he keeps
Puts it
talking.
down.
Just catches
He
it,
just
puts
gets
it
it, but
down,
then-
keeps talking. He's really
He's trying to cook
like-
a sauce as
yeah.
children are throwing
yes,
their toys
that's
at his head.
exactly what it's like. You're
Yeah.
very much going to be this great father because of all the training you've had on the podcast.
Well,
right.
I told my therapist, and this is a problem because I am going to be a great father. I love kids, but like so.
That's something great I didn't know about you.
Oh, I love kids. They're my favorite kids. They're because you know what they are.
I thought you
How come you
didn't-
hate us?
I
I
thought
love-
you didn't like them because you never got to be one.
No, I love kids
very
and I love animals because they're the only innocents.
Oh,
Everyone else I hate.
she brings us to
Kids and animals have yet to be tainted. But I love kids, but here's what I told my therapist, because me and Amy's relationship is wonderful, and it's 95% great, and it's 5% I go into an episode and am horrible. And so I told my therapist, I go, my fear with my children, because Amy can deal with it. She's an adult, you know what I mean? And she's just kind of like, well, don't talk to me for a day because you're I know where you're at. You're going to be mean. Like, stop it. Leave me alone. And,
Yeah, good for
but
her.
with kids, I told my therapist, I was like, I'm worried that I'm going to be this great dad and then go into these depressions. And, like, kids are much more malleable, you know? Like, 5% of the time you treat a kid like shit, that's going to fuck the kid up.
You can get
And
a
my
shooter.
therapist, I don't know what his credentials are because he just goes, you won't do that.
I like this guy.
Yeah. He just-
I like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy. This guy's just on the
Answer.
phone.
Yeah.
This guy- yeah, no, you're good. He's just,
Yeah.
he's on the phone the
Yeah.
whole time.
He goes, you
What'd you
won't
say?
do that. It's different when
No.
it's a kid. You're
Yeah.
going to love him. It's
Hang on,
fine.
I got to pay on my Chase bill.
Yeah.
This guy's online.
Yeah. Well, he's the same guy that told me murder fantasies were healthy.
seems cool.
Yeah, he's cool. He's
and I
on
had
edge.
to tell him, do you not know about serial killers? Because that, I think,
Yeah, that's
the
how it
murder
starts.
fantasies is their whole thing.
Well,
Next
I think
news-
the key is an erection.
Yes.
I think if you get an erection from the murder fantasy, then you go through with it.
Yeah.
And who have I got here?
Beta Ray Bill, same guy. Stop touching him.
Damn it.
That being said, I'm going to go on this. What do you guys think about this Michael Vick thing? So I'll tell you. I don't
What's
actually. This is not a
happening
question.
with this?
I'm going to just say what I want to say, and then you guys can talk when I stop paying attention. Michael Vick is in the Facebook comments. People are talking about Michael Vick. They're saying, when are we going to let this go? And I said, if it's Vick, you must convict. Because this guy murdered dogs, and now I say, I got into a giant fight on Facebook. Some guy, he's like, what are you talking about? You don't care about Michael Vick. And I said, if the guy wants to play football, I don't care. Let him play if he wants to play, but I'm not going to like him. And then the guy goes, he retired 5 years ago. And then I said, well, then what are we talking about? Like, is he redeemed? I'm not going to be his friend. He don't like me. If I see this guy at a bar, he's not going to want to talk to me. you want from me?
What's happening? I'm so confused.
Is
I
Michael
love all
Vick
of
back
it.
in the news?
Let me Google
Yeah.
it.
What is happening with Michael Vick?
I don't know.
He's back in the news, man.
Tom Takar did write a thing on Facebook that was something about Michael Vick, and I thought it was really funny because I was like, why is anyone talking about Michael Vick? And then he also I omitted Brock Turner or something else because I didn't think it would help the
I love
argument.
Brock Turner.
And I was like, man, I want to
Case.
know the raw here.
Oh, I got it.
When I Google it,
Michael
says
Vick will be honored at Pro Bowl.
Oh, for the things he did with dogs.
don't
Probably
like
not
that at
that. Probably not that. But well,
they might stop there for a second.
Oh, sorry. Real quick, are you guys watching Watchmen?
Yeah,
No.
it's like the best show ever.
Tiny. It's not really a spoiler because it's not plot related. They're stealing my ideas. Well, in one of these episodes, this guy hooks up a catapult that shoots humans into the sky. I've been pushing that for years. A human catapult that just sends people into space?
now normally
remember that.
I like to dissuade you from possible delusions.
Hmm?
This one, you have been pushing that for years.
Yeah.
I have heard that on several occasions.
You
This
hook a
this
catapult?
sky
Heard that
catapult.
before.
Sky catapult.
Yeah.
Put some dead bodies onto a catapult and fling them into space. I've been saying that for years.
I think you have been.
Yeah,
He
of
has,
course.
He has.
yeah. What were you gonna say about Michael Vick? Though?
Well, here's a weird thing about Michael Vick.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Michael Vick, I met him. Nice enough guy.
You met him?
Yeah. I met Michael Vick.
Alright.
He came out with this.
He's our friend of the podcast.
He came out. he came out with this clothing line, right? And
That's what we want to push.
a few years ago, Models was doing these commercials where like just a football player or whoever the athlete would like pretend to be just a normal Models employee, and people would be like shocked. You know, like wait, aren't
Oh, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah. That's
Julian Edelman?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and so Michael Vick came out with this clothing line, and I got hired to write the commercial, which made
And
no
this is
sense.
The first time hearing of it.
Which made no sense because the commercials were already established. So all I wrote down was put in some hidden cameras and have Michael Vick be the guy that works at Models.
Send me a
'Cause
check.
It was
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
done. So I meet Michael Vick, and he's nice enough. The guy who owns Models, who is a dick.
Arthur Modell?
Mitch Modell.
Oh.
Cousin to Art Modell, who moved the Browns out of Cleveland.
Right.
Everyone in Cleveland hates him. Some guy
Right.
got in trouble for pissing on his grave, which is just a real old school move where you go film yourself pissing on a guy's grave.
Yeah, that's
Did-
great.
They
But-
knocked down all the museums.
That's why you have a
Cleveland.
that's why you have a casket. It protects you from the piss. What are you worried about?
Because
But
of that.
uh,
No more art.
but
Is this casket piss repellent?
So-
a lot
so-
of people are gonna be peeing on my grave.
so the whole we're in the flagship Models, right?
Uh-huh.
We're in the flagship Models in Times Square. The whole fucking premise of the thing is you don't know it's Michael Vick. Which first of all, I had concerns because I was like, people aren't necessarily going to recognize Michael Vick. Like we're not in Philadelphia, we're not in Virginia.
Right.
Like people aren't.
Cleveland notoriously racist.
No, that's where he's from, and it's like
don't know.
I don't think people are going to recognize Michael Vick.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter because the CEO of the company, who you would presume would understand the whole nature of this ad campaign that had been going on for 5 years, just tweets out, Michael Vick working at our Fifth Avenue store. So, and who comes out? Well, let me tell you, not Michael Vick fans, dog fans.
Yeah.
And it was very unpopular.
Yeah.
And
They'll get you.
I just said, fake a couple fucking sales and let's get out of here.
That's why I don't promote my shows because I got all these fucking cat liberals showing up and being like, "This guy murdered all those cats for fun."
Well, here's the thing. Here's an interesting thing about.
Fun is fun, and you can't tell me what's fun.
Here's a little thing about Michael Vick that's interesting.
What?
And I love dogs, and I am fully against dog fighting. I think it's brutal,
Okay.
unnecessary, and all that. But
Skip
here's-
ad. Skip ad.
But here's an interesting contradiction in the world.
Uh-huh.
Michael Vick pretty much loses everything because he's fighting dogs. And then you can go to Spain and just a stadium full of people watch a guy kill a bull.
I'm not into that.
That's fine.
I don't think it's
that's
fine.
a thing. But
I
they're
think it's
doing
fine.
it and it's fine. It's not
But that's
against
not
the law.
happening
Those
here.
guys are heroes.
They're not my heroes.
No, me neither.
You know who my hero is?
Who?
Harvey Weinstein.
Jesus.
Why? Jesus, man. That being said, I have one more thing I need to say.
That being said, say this.
This is not your garden variety episode. Also, you guys didn't know I've been trying to say garden variety more in my life.
Well, if you
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
the
not the
third time.
title of the
Third,
episode,
it's the 6th time.
Huh.
I wrote down to get it in 6 times. I did. Also on the Watchmen, he says squid pro quo. That's another thing they stole from me. Everyone knows I've been trying to open a calamari restaurant called Squid Pro Quo. I have brought that up many times, along with Everybody Loves Ramen. You guys know this.
listen.
There's your own brainwaves.
Okay,
man.
I'm gonna
Everybody
give it
Loves
full. I'm gonna
Ramen
go full.
Sounds very familiar. Squid Pro. I've never
That's
heard.
the thing. I got to be completely honest.
You never heard of Squid Pro Quo?
I'm gonna take your
No.
word for it because I trust you
Yeah,
and you're
it's a-
my friend. You are a known liar, but you are my friend.
Yeah, but you know, if you ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're more of
I'm
my
gonna
friend than my liar.
I'm gonna take
That's good.
I'm gonna take you for Squid
is, isn't
Pro
it?
Quo. I will say I do. Of course, I'm familiar with Everybody Loves Ramen. I haven't heard Squid Pro Quo, but I do believe you probably came
It was
up
a
with
new one I came up with about 3 weeks ago.
Now, when did you see the episode?
Last night.
Okay, so then yes, they stole it from you.
I think
They're-
they stole it.
They've got a mind meld going.
Oh,
on.
Squid Pro Quo came out when all the Trump stuff was happening. When they were kept saying quid pro quo, and I said, quid pro quo, that's fun. I'm going to open a restaurant called Squid Pro Quo where you get free calamari for something else, a trade. I thought I did it on this podcast last week.
That sounds about
we
right.
weren't here last week.
Who? Maybe it was just me then.
Yeah.
One of the
But
Greg
you
Singular episodes.
saying all that sounds yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. People are talking about quid pro quo.
I definitely know Everybody Loves Ramen.
Well,
That's a big one.
Now
That's
you
a-
missed this news.
That's a big one.
Well, you guys were gone. I talked to Greg about this on the phone. You missed out on this news, Anthony.
Harumi? Too. He hurt, missed too.
Yeah, I at jujitsu last week.
Oh, you got
Pause.
choked out for
We'll do this in the
first
next
time.
episode.
Oh, we'll do this
We're
in the
in an
next
hour.
episode. Oh, we're in an hour? Oh, we got to go because I gotta move fast. I got to get home, shower, get back to open for Anthony's big time show.
You could just open like that. I'm gonna open like this.
I know, but what
You're
am
going
I
to open like that?
When
Why
am I-
not?
You shouldn't even be wearing that shirt on the podcast or in
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
That's filthy. In your sweatpants, your erection is raging.
Uh,
Touch it, B-man.
No.
Hit the button.
Anthony's got a weighty dick. Everyone knows that.
It's very weighty.
I got no
Dude,
plugs, man.
Lead
Just follow,
penis. That's
I
what
have
a
so
doctor
many
said.
plugs.
Follow me at Airbud EYREBUD for any upcoming dates.
What about?
Quick question. Do you have any ideas why
No, plugs, not answering texts, plugs.
Oh, I was going to do my
Plugs.
quest. What? I can't read and plug at the same
Okay,
time.
you plug,
I
Anthony.
got it. Well, most people are very aware of where I'm going to be in the next coming week. But for those of you who are not, I will be at the St. Louis Funny Bone, December 26th through the 29th. And, I wanted to say thank you very much to @Wanalytics for coming out to
Oh,
the
I love
Off the
that
Hook
guy.
shows. That guy drove 2 hours, and he came to the show, and he was great, and he's real nice, and he does football picks every week. So follow him for all your football pick needs. And he makes picks on behalf of the Rad Dudecast, which is a fun thing. And then January 9th through the 11th, I'll be at the Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs.
Come on, can I
New
come and open for you?
York. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I'll have so much fun.
Okay, great.
I'll sell merch.
Sell everything.
All right. Can we do two-man the whole time?
Sure.
What else we got going on?
It sounds awesome to me.
All right. I'm only going to plug one thing. You have more to plug?
Oh, well,
To plug Harumi's movies.
Yeah, Harumi.
I want to plug him up with my fingers. in his
Oh,
mouth.
there it is. Yeah, and
Sorry,
I got
Dan,
that Creek
that's
show
offensive.
going all week, so come on
You really should come. It's big. It's big.
down.
So I've got some things to plug, but I can only find one thing besides the Lunar New Year. The 20th, December 20th through the 22nd, if you are in the Nyack area, your man's making his return to Levity Live.
Woo!
Opening for Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, cool,
That
man.
is going to be fun. Gilbert, he's nice. We had a good time last time.
That's great.
He does a great joke about the sun and the moon. I hope he does it
Yeah,
again.
right.
B-Man, what do you got?
Nothing. I just said follow me on Facebook, or excuse me, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Airbud EYREBUD. I'm trying to get up to 70,000 followers by Christmas.
Oh, I got to follow
That
you.
seems pretty good.
Harumi.
Harum.
Come on, what movies are you in? What do you got? Tell him about that secret, man.
Andrew Yang 2020.
Really? Me too. I'm
Yeah.
part of the Yang Gang.
Yeah, let's do it.
You a Yang Gang guy?
We can change the world.
Also, I like this Klobuchar lady. I heard her on Joe Rogan. Anyone Joe Rogan says I love.
She's tough.
She had some pretty good ideas. She seems pretty. I like everyone.
Okay.
I also am a big
I didn't
fan.
know that they were still in it.
I'm a
Good
Yang
for
Gang
them.
guy. Yeah, Yang Gang's a man, dude. This guy's got great ideas. I hope at least people listen to him.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to get texts about people telling me why he's not great. Whatever.
No one's listened this far in.
All right. Goodbye.